Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. Double honors goes to the elders and apostles of GMS. Salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Arabiah coming at you from the Chicago camp with a quick lesson. I titled this lesson, Micro Cheese. I got this video where they were talking about that for inventory reasons and for people trying to falsify the cheese, they put microchips, edible microchips, in the cheese. Salakia, edible. I guess I could say microchips in the cheese. So, they're trying to make this, the MOTB, which is an acronym for the mark of the beast, and the micro C hip. They're trying to make it, what am I trying to say? They're trying to put this like it's a common thing. This doesn't. Now, if they had a problem with inventory, they could just use QR codes. They could just, if they had a problem with people falsifying or selling imitation cheese, they can get some type of stamp to put on the cheese that they have. They don't have to do this. It just really doesn't make sense to me. By the way, this video is for educational purposes only. I'm not making any money off of this. This is just for educational purposes. So anyway, this video is, it's actually explaining why they did this. But before I play this video, I'm going to grab a quick scripture. I want to go to Sirach chapter 14. I want to start at verse 4. It says, "He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others, and should not spend his goods righteously. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He should not take pleasure in his goods." So we know that when he's talking about he that is evil to himself, he's talking about Esau. I mean, it's the same man that the very air he breathes, the very water he drinks, he puts stuff in it. He adds chemicals to it. He's got to drink the water. Verse 6, it says, "There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and that is a recompense of his wickedness." This is the point. This is verse 7. It says, if he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly, and at last he will declare his wickedness. So this right here is, they're telling you one thing, but it's definitely something that is more. It's more to this, and we should always be watching, but it's definitely more to this. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. Check this out.
They have started putting microchips inside Parmigiano Reggiano, but it's not going to implant into your brain and have the Italian government control your mind, causing you to eat more of their delicious cheesy goods. As some of you are probably thinking, I'm Madeline, a professional cheesemonger, and prior to that, I was a cheesemaker. It's actually meant to fight a very serious issue, which is counterfeit Parmigiano Reggiano. As you know, this certain cheese can only be made in certain regions of Italy encompassing the Parma province, and it goes through rigorous testing and grading, causing the cheese...
I gotta say something real quick. I'm sorry to stop the video, but they said that putting a microchip in the cheese is to keep it so you would know that cheese is authentic. So putting that in the cheese, that can assure you that it's authentic. Wow. Anyway.
Is to be pretty expensive. And when there's money to be made, there will be scammers trying to pass off their lesser quality Parmesan style cheese as the real deal. It also helps makers control their inventory better. Now, the microchip actually works more like a QR code, so you can't access data from it remotely. But once scanned, you can trace the cheese right back to its milk of origin. Now, it is totally possible that you might accidentally eat it, but it is completely edible and about the size of a grain of sand, so you won't even notice it. And the creator of the microchip actually ate one on camera one time, and told reporters no one's tracking him except for his wife. Yes, they have started putting microchips...
Wow. That's ridiculous. I want to go to a quick scripture. I want to go to Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "Never trust thy enemy, for as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness." So we know over a period of time, iron rust. Well, over a period of time, you're going to find out that this is not what they're saying it is. It really doesn't make sense to me. This just sounds like they went into their think tanks and they came up with another way to try to get some more control over the public, over society. I got another quick scripture. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. It says, "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. Their works are in the dark, and they say, Who seeth us? And who knoweth us?" So this right now, they think, they do stuff. This is done, like I say, in their think tanks, or they develop away with their so-called quote unquote scientists, and then they come out with some of this stuff. And the reason that they're telling you is just ridiculous. There's other ways to keep track of the cheese. There's other ways to make sure it's authentic. You don't have to put something in it that you put in your body. They didn't put anything. They didn't tell you anything that MOTB is made up of. What should I say? The microchip that's in that. What is it made up of? What did they take to make it, and how is it edible? They do stuff like that, and you never know anything. If you don't see a video like this, or you don't see anything that come up, you don't know what that is, or even how it's made. But you're consuming it. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 3. This is all for control. It says, "Let no man deceive you in any means, for the day should not come, except there be a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Perdition means hell. The man of sin. This is it's definitely something else. It's more than what they're telling us. Verse 4 says, who opposeth and exalt himself above all that is called God, or is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So this is what this is all about. It's about him and his God complex, wanting to know and wanting to be able to control everything. It was a time when you could just go, and before we didn't have stamps and stickers on food and numbers, it's first you could just go and just get you some food. Back in the biblical times, they would go and hunt their food. They would get it, kill it and eat it. Now everything is upside down and backwards. I got a scripture for that. Let's go to Psalms chapter 82, verse 3. Verse 5. It says, "They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course." Everything is upside down. Everything is backwards. Now we get our food, and instead of it being done at the butcher, it's done in a lab. Everything is just, it's ridiculous, man. The people that are in power right now are the wicked. Let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms chapter 73. Verse 5. It says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore their pride compasseth them, and about as a chain, and violence cover them as a garment." This is what we're dealing with. It says, "And their eyes stand out with fatness, and they have more than their heart could wish." This is the point. Verse 8. "They are corrupt, and they speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth." So this is what we're dealing with. I mean, this right here, I just think that, they're making this out to be something light, but this is not light. It's more to this than what they're telling us. I'm going to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekakadash. Double honors goes to the elders and apostles of GMS. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.